Hi, I'm editor Bob Garrison, here with another video related to prepared foods' 6 power trends. Today, we're looking more closely at the trend and technologies surrounding sugar reduction. Joining me is Luann Williams, co-founder and Global Insights Director at Innova Market Insights, a global firm with expertise in consumer insights, new product tracking, and trends. Welcome, Luann.
Hey, Bob. Thanks.
Hey, today we want to focus on Innova's exclusive information as well as your insight. So when it comes to data, what do new products and consumer surveys tell you about sugar reduction and the continued development of emerging sweeteners?
Okay, so this is interesting. There's a lot of data points, but there's a nice story in this. So a third of consumers say that their predominant approach to healthy eating is limiting or reducing what we call bad ingredients or bad, sugar, salt, fat. That's more than the global average, which is about a quarter. So despite that, what you see is that a lot of the products that have a sugar reduced claim also have a gluten-free claim, which tells me that there's this, that sugar reduction is kind of this suite of clean label and clean and lifestyle type of eating, right? So I think it's higher income consumers that are looking overall, and that for some reason, I think it comes back to, if we talk about meat alternatives, it's not willing to compromise on taste and texture, right? Which sweeteners also has a big impact on taste and texture. So I also hear when I talk to people that they say we have fantastic products for sugar reduction, and then consumers reject them. And I'm sure it's because it comes to taste and texture. So to me, it's like, stop trying to, again, I have said it before in public, stop trying to just imitate, make something new. So I think about, again, myself as a consumer, I really like products. There's a range of low calorie drinks. It's really clear, low calorie. Some of them say 1 calorie, 2 calories, whatever. They have a tiny bit of sweeteners and sweetness in them, but I don't expect it to taste like something I've had before. I just accept it as being something totally new. And I think when you present it like that, you meet consumers' expectations. But if you say this tastes just like product X, and it doesn't, it'll be rejected, right? So I think this whole approach, stop trying to make something new, but something that's close enough that consumers will still expect it. Yeah. And then a quarter of US launches with a sugar reduction claim has erythritol, which is, again, a bulk sweetener. We know it's also used very often with stevia, for example, as a bulking ingredient. Okay, that's a lot of data points.
So you mentioned gluten-free. Is bakery and beverage some of the prime categories?
There are, for sure.
Where you're seeing all the activity.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's look a little bit more broadly. Again, we're speaking at the beginning of the year here, but let's look broadly across 2023 and how you see this trend continuing to evolve, and what other advice would you have for formulators?
So I think there's everybody always wants to know what's the new sweetener, right? They're rare. So we have some protein-based high-intensity sweeteners, things like thaumatin, for example. So I can imagine as fermentation continues to get more sophisticated all the time, I think we will probably start to see more fermented ingredients, period. But this could be a really nice time for that. We know thaumatin is also really good when it comes to masking or rounding out flavors and then improving flavor profile. They also have no aftertaste and so on. So I think that could be interesting. Modified fiber-based sweeteners, also a big opportunity here because of labeling. They can be labeled as fiber on the nutrition label panel instead of, like, maltodextrin is added to sugar. But fiber-based ingredients will look much nicer. Upcycling could be another opportunity for upcycling for some of the new fiber-derived sugars, for example. Consumers really like that. So you have a nice sustainability angle as well. And again, this is, I think, the nice thing about sweeteners, or interesting thing about sweeteners, is that a lot of the products are marketed based on the ingredient that it contains, right? So I was telling somebody last week, we were talking about these low-calorie drinks, and they go, but what sweeteners is it? Did it have intense sweeteners or not? And I was like, oh my God, I can't believe that people are even going to the, but it's true. It'll say no, artificial sweeteners or no this. So or contains monk cream, it contains stevia. That is a big part of the marketing message as well. So when there's these new ingredients, I can imagine, you know, we've all been trained since the NutraSweet days that there will be, it'll be part of the marketing as well. So that's what I think will happen in sweeteners.
Yeah, thank you. That's all the time we have for today, and we'll look forward to talking to you soon.